Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Now, we know that Wikipedia has been a kind of unreliable source for a lot of information when it comes to pop culture and entertainment for quite a while. They have no problem going out there and trying to absolutely construe and kind of change things and kind of change the history of things. Well, it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the Disney Star Wars biography for Kathleen Kennedy, yes, the lady who is currently driving Star Wars absolutely into the ground, well, it looks like either Disney has hired someone or someone over there at Wikipedia is doing their absolute best to make sure that Kathleen Kennedy's biography and all of the destruction and all of the billions of dollars she has lost the Star Wars brand and all of the devastation she has caused among the fan base out there to hide it completely and totally from her biography. And it is absolutely shady, but probably will come as no shock to anyone out there, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely insane. This is absolutely crazy and shows you once again how a lot of the legacy media, the access media out there cannot be trusted in any way, shape, or form, that they are down for the acolytes of the cult. They will simp for the spirit of the age as much as they possibly can and make sure that literally no one can criticize dear sweet Kathleen Kennedy over there, even though everybody out there in the mainstream knows that this abomination is all her fault. But hey, you can't have that encyclopedia out there that everybody uses prove any of that, because they want that to be the historical record of Disney Star Wars. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Wikipedia ain't the only ones that's out there on the internet and can document the disastrous dumpster fires of all things Kathleen Kennedy and Disney Star Wars. And we are going to out here show you the kind of changes they are trying to make behind the scene. And of course, as we've all seen out there, we've all documented the disastrous dumpster fires, and no matter how much they try to change Wikipedia, they will not be able to erase the history and the devastation that Kathleen Kennedy has done to Disney Star Wars. So we're going to check out this article from thatparkplace.com and get into all of the juicy details and show you the exact conversations that have been going on this page between someone who's trying to put the criticism in there and an editor who absolutely rejects it, saying it is no purpose whatsoever inside of this woman's biography. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Does this surprise you at all? Do you still use Wikipedia as a reliable source for information out there, or do you avoid it like the plague because of these exact kind of discrepancies that we have seen time and time again throughout the history of this website? Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to help support the channel, please check out the links in the description as well. Become a member, do a chat, do all of those kind of fun things out there. So from thatparkplace.com and our dear sweet WDW Pro, Kathleen Kennedy's secret Wikipedia clash for control of the Star Wars' official narrative. Oh, color us shocked there. The internet can be an ugly place. At the same time, it's a bounty of wisdom, the repository of essentially all human knowledge, and even the location where many go for the officially approved narratives of our time. Rising out of the World Wide Web early on, Wikipedia not only became the destroyer of essentially every encyclopedia on the planet, it also became crucial in setting what is seen as fact and or fiction. As a result, maintaining control of what is said on Wikipedia pages is very important to very important people. Oh yes, because literally Wikipedia has become the record of our civilization at this point. And yeah, remember Encyclopedia Britannica? I had one as a kid. I literally read them from cover to cover. I loved Encyclopedia Britannica, but yeah, not so much anymore. Now, Kathleen Kennedy is the head of Lucasfilm and the shepherd of all things Star Wars, including Indiana Jones, LucasArts, now Lucasfilm Games, and more. For many, she's not succeeded in keeping those franchises vibrant. As you can see here from obviously the Star Wars girl out there, Lucas Star Wars girl, Google Trends for Disney Star Wars as we approach the end of the Skywalker saga. Interesting, it should be peaking and anticipation at a fever pitch. Instead, it's flatlining because all of the actual Star Wars fans out there hated those movies, and it was just one more nail in the coffin to Disney Star Wars' Kathleen Kennedy era of destruction. The Acolyte fell off the Nielsen charts 3 weeks in a row. The Acolyte Star Wars viewership via Disney+. Yes, another failed and abysmal thing under the tenure of Kathleen Kennedy. Another canceled show that cost the Walt Disney Company hundreds of millions of dollars, all to fall flat with the fans because of an agenda. So despite the controversy surrounding her her handling of the Gina Carano situation, an ongoing lawsuit against Lucasfilm funded by Elon Musk, dwindling ratings on Disney Plus, and the latest Indiana Jones movie having been one of the worst financial flops in the history of cinema, you might not know that reading Kennedy's Wikipedia page. In fact, the supposedly objective source of information seems to have a very glowing and praiseworthy commentary on the 40-year plus career of the woman who took over for George Lucas. So how can that be? Yes, the woman who destroyed George Lucas's legacy in every facet she could and drove what used to be a literal money printing machine, Star Wars, into a brand where all of the toys end up at Ollie's. Yeah, that kind of destruction. I mean, literally, how to lose a $3 billion franchise in less than 10 years. Well, according to a source that reached out to us, there's a very strong effort that has been going on behind the scenes of the Wikipedia article to make sure that Kathleen Kennedy keeps a very particular type of representation on the online encyclopedia. Here's the message we received that began our journey of investigation and what might spill out beyond just Kathleen Kennedy. Hey, Pro, I'm a listener of your channel and a reader of That Park Place. The article has been curated to avoid controversy as well as to avoid mentions of South Park's joining the Pandaverse special, even when said controversies and criticisms are documented by reliable sources used elsewhere on the Wikipedia. The chatter began in November of 23 and has continued up to today as of the writing of October 2024. I invite you to read the Her Talk page where editors are actively clashing over the subject, as well as her history page where you can see the flow of revisions. And that's exactly what we've got here. Pro says, we looked into the situation and found that there may be some evidence to support this claim. We'll provide the excerpt we found below, as well as some of the recorded history of the edits happening on the page. A look at similar personalities such as Bob Iger and Leslie Headland, Harvey Weinstein's former assistant, showed no such ongoing conflict over maintaining a particular flavor of information. That said, we are actively investigating on how this might spill out beyond and to other entertainment personalities of a similar controversial variety. So even though Bob Iger and Leslie Headland are arguably, well, probably not, but almost as controversial as Kathleen Kennedy, right? Those pages are perfectly fine to go out there and add extra controversy. For some reason, they're not being protected, but our dear sweet KK is. I wonder why. So here's how a lot of this stuff starts, and it'll all make sense by the time we get to the end of it. I'm sorry, is there a question? No, none of. Yes, my question is this article an advertisement or a biography? I can't really tell. I also see a certain discrepancy in the 100% positive wiki article and the articles I read online about her. Is that intended, forced by some wiki rule, or is this article just plainly one-sided? Those are really questions for yourself, since they are matters of your own opinion. Oh, that's right. Something that is completely and totally overly glowing and positive for such a controversial figure as Kathleen Kennedy. Well, that's just your opinion, man. That's just your opinion. I don't know if you're a main contributor, Namov, but not having any mention in this article of criticism she's received from fans of the recent film she oversaw does give the impression that the article is deliberately being manipulated only to portray a positive image. It's not an opinion, it's a general fact. Because, yeah, all you got to do is go out there and look up articles over Kathleen Kennedy, and you will even see mainstream legacy institutions roasting her as well. This isn't just a bunch of bloggers. This isn't just a bunch of YouTube videos. This is the legacy media out there. I watched this article because it receives a lot of disruptive edits. If you have an addition that is central to the biography that's not trivial, oh yes, losing billions of dollars and destroying an entire franchise that had been around decades before she was in charge and was completely and totally successful, yes, that's trivial. That's trivial. And well sourced, then feel free to add it. I would remind you, as an editor who appears to be experienced, to assume good faith. Oh, so we should just assume, Nimov, that you have good faith, that you're not doing anything in a nefarious way, in any way, shape, or form to rewrite history and make sure that anybody that uses one of the most highly trafficked sites for information out there finds nothing but a glowing words about none other than the woman who has been responsible for just not only destroying Star Wars, but Lucasfilm's properties in a general. Indiana Jones, Willow, anyone? I mean, come on. But no. That's just like your opinion, man. Color us shocked there. And it goes on. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it went out without saying that I feel, in the context of I feel these actions are necessary to maintain an MPOV, non-partial viewpoint. Given that this article does address, much less link to any potential controversy, I believe it's critical to at least mention the surrounding controversy in order to maintain an MPOV. And so the response, if you keep going, if you or anyone else have other suggestions for linking these pages in another place on the page, I have no objections. I simply believe that they are necessary to include to somewhere to maintain an MPOV and or are useful. That yes, people should get to see the whole picture of the controversy around Kathleen Kennedy, and not just all the praise and adorations that she's gotten from the spirit of the age and the legacy media organizations. But of course, no, that's not gonna work. I have removed your addition that you have added back without consensus. Oh, that's right. Everyone has to agree with my opinion or it doesn't happen. Please do not add it again until there's support for your changes. This is a biography of a living person with a career spanning 40 years. For something to be included, it needs to be a significant part of this person's life. Oh, so Star Wars, the IP that Kathleen Kennedy has been responsible for destroying, that isn't a significant portion of her life. Even though it's literally been everything she's been doing for what, the last 15 years? None of the controversy involving Star Wars, Lucasfilm, Paramount, any of that kind of stuff. None of that is it worth including. Oh, that's right. It doesn't fit your narrative, you simp for Kathleen Kennedy. You have failed to convince me this edition is necessary to improve this biography. Color us shocked there. Wikipedia is just another biased resource that's a simp for the spirit of the age. Wow. So that's the real question. Did Star Wars hire this Nimov? Did Kathleen Kennedy personally hire this Nimov to keep an eye on this and make sure that no criticism whatsoever that might harm Kathleen Kennedy's shiny image to any normies out there who might not know what's actually going on with Star Wars? No, we can't have that. And as you can look through all of the changes. We're not going to read through all of that, but all of the back and forth. In just the months of July and August in 2024, the editor Nimov appears to have erased any attempt changes to the pages outside of grammatical and or typo revisions. For the full list of the controversies surrounding the page, readers can do a deep dive with a back and forth on the editors here. Go check out the link for that, as well as see the full chronological attempts and subsequent scrubs of them here. Yes, anybody who's tried to come out there and point out the fact that Kathleen Kennedy is a psychopath who has destroyed Star Wars, oh no, you're not allowed. Although we believe it's not uncommon for celebrities or famous people to hire the teams that specialize in keeping a Wikipedia and other social presences clear of controversy for their benefit, we want to be very forthright in stating that we do not have any proof nor indication at this time that either Kathleen Kennedy, Lucasfilm, or the Walt Disney Company are involved in edits to her Wikipedia page. We are continuing to investigate beyond the scope of this particular article you are reading today, and we will update you with further information and once and if it becomes available. And that's WDW Pro, still trying to be the kind and nice and generous person out there to give a little credence to go, well, we don't know. We're not accusing Disney Star Wars of doing this. We're just saying it's very unusual and it's very strange, and it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities that Disney Star Wars and Kathleen Kennedy had hired a PR team to do this exact thing. Well, boys and girls, I have no problem saying it is absolutely 100% in no way, shape, or form unreasonable to just assume that this is exactly what happened. But considering the fact that Bob Iger and Leslie Headland's Wikipedia pages are all just fine, why is it that Kathleen Kennedy's alone is the one that's being completely and totally changed, and they are trying to erase all of her history that involves controversy or any kind of fan backlash or any of the flops that have cost billions of dollars that she is responsible for? It doesn't matter whether or not it's a Kathleen Kennedy hired gun that went in there and edits this stuff, or it's just some simp for the spirit of the age who wants to eat Kathleen Kennedy's toes out there, who is out there doing this willingly of their own fruition. At the end of the day, this shows you why Wikipedia will and still always is a biased source of information and will never give you any kind of straight, fair, or balanced, accurate representations of history, and certainly not the history of Kathleen Kennedy in any kind of truthful manner. So yes, I absolutely believe someone involved with Kathleen Kennedy's team is out there responsible for that. Can we prove it? No, not yet, but sure wouldn't discovery from that Gina Carano lawsuit be interesting to see if it added any credence to this. But at the end of the day, Wikipedia has shown that it will be nothing more than a bias for a simp for the spirit of the age, and they will continue to go forward and allow this kind of stuff. So be smart, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Do your own research and decide for yourself whether Kathleen Kennedy is exactly what we all believe her to be, the destroyer of Star Wars, or she's just a wonderful person with an absolutely unblemished 40-year career out there in Hollywood. At the end of the day, the choice is up to you.